Visa makes it easier for NFL fans to get ready for game day. Life takes Visa.
Take a look at the fantasy update. You can check out these numbers and many others on foxsports.com. Powered by MSN or NFL.com. Brett Favre with his 2 interceptions. Only 27 first-half yards, but the 1-yard touchdown run by Larry Johnson. And Donald Lee, the tight end, has been the busiest for Green Bay. Brett Favre, who will get to start this half with the football. Sure thinking about the 2 interceptions and the Packers trying to do too much, leading by 6, 35 seconds left in the half in their own end, and it backfired.
Well, yeah, I mean, the 2 interceptions, the first one keeps Green Bay from getting away with points of their own. The second one then obviously sets up the touchdown for Kansas City.
Corin Robinson on the return from about the 1. Corin Robinson is out across the 30. Good return. Let's go down to Pam.
Joe, Herm Edwards seemed to know exactly where I was headed with my line of questioning. I asked him if the turn of events to end the first half helped to ease his mind about his quarterback, Damon Huard. He said, yeah, it helps, but our offense has just got to get something going. Mike McCarthy, meanwhile, was not bummed when I met up with him at halftime. He saw a lot more positives, though he did say he saw some sloppiness and he'd like to get corrected. He said the scoreboard, meantime, is what we've got to focus on. Back to you.
Yeah, that's the good news for the Chiefs, who had 62 yards, 6 first downs, were 0 for 5 on third down, and averaged 2.6 yards per play on offense, yet lead by 1. Handoff is to Ryan Grant. He loses a yard. You talked about it early. Yeah, it was good for Green Bay at Denver, which hasn't stopped anybody's running game. How would it be today against Kansas City? And it hasn't been all that impressive. 33 yards on the ground for Green Bay.
Yeah, they've not run the football as well, and that was to be expected, really, because like you said, Denver not very good in stopping the run. But, you know, when you're really committed to running the football, the best gains come in the second half of ball games.
Pass is complete. Ryan Krause, the tight end, picks up 5. It'll be third down for the Packers.
I tell you, I thought the report that Pam did is very telling, though, based on what Herm Edwards said with regards to Damon Huard. Now, Damon Huard has done a remarkable job. I mean, he has taken a lot of hits. He's won games. I mean, he's won games not only here, he won them last year as well. He's won them everywhere that he's been. But this organization just feels that Brody Croyle is going to be the guy to really get them where they ultimately want to go. And you know that the organization wants them to play real soon.
How soon? Favre throws, hits Driver, and Donald Driver, it depends on the spot. Brought down right at the marker. He did all he could, and with the spot of the football, we're going to have a measurement. Walt Anderson will call the chains out onto the field, and it is really tough to tell.
I'll tell you what, Donald Driver, I don't think he gets near enough respect for just how tough he is as a receiver. Time after time, you know, Brett Favre will lead him and some of these other receivers into some pretty dangerous areas. And yet Donald Driver always goes after the ball. He always catches it. He always takes a big hit. And he has been a good player for this organization.
First down, Green Bay.
You know, he's also one of the most unselfish players in the National Football League. And, you know, a guy who came into the league, and I don't know that there was a lot expected of him, but I know Brett Favre has great respect for the job that he has done for this receiving corps. He's done a good job being a mentor to these young receivers, and he's shaken up over on the sidelines.
So's Ty Law, who made the hit for Kansas City. That was sheer strength by Driver to not collapse after that hit. Stand up Law and get the first down by half the football. Quick throw for Robinson, high, incomplete. Surtain wrestled him down. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's one of the things that the Packers really wanted to be able to do in this game, because they know that Kansas City can get pressure, as we've seen from Jared Allen, Tom Bahali, as well as inside with Alfonso Boone. And so if you're not able to protect and you're getting the pressure like what Brett Favre got there before the end of the first half, come back with some of the quick throws and get it out of your hands. They just were unable to complete that last one.
Four-man rush by the Chiefs, and Favre spins around. Penalty flag comes in, thrown by Anderson in the area of a hold. Pressure by Edwards and Allen.
Holding number 65, offense. 10-yard penalty. It's still second down.
That's the right tackle, Mark Tauscher, as the Packers play without Wells in their starting lineup and without Junius Costin.
Well, and that's Tom Bahali there, who comes on the backside, and then once Brett Favre starts running around, you're not going to be able to do that. I mean, we see Brett try that an awful lot. Sometimes it works, but against these guys, Jared Allen, more times than not, even got a little help there from Edwards. They're going to get to you when you start trying to get away from the pursuing rush.
Second down and 20 after the penalty is marched off. And the handoff with Favre falling down after he gives it up to Grant, a loss of 2. So this swarming Kansas City Chiefs defense has picked up the intensity a little bit over the last 2 Green Bay possessions. 3rd and 22.
Yeah, and that was the rookie Turk McBride, the second-round pick out of Tennessee. And the one thing that Herm Edwards has done a great job of is playing these young players defensively. We just saw Turk McBride. They've also got Tank Tyler. And then, of course, on the offensive side of the ball with Dwayne Bowe. That's going to pay huge dividends, if not at the end of this season, certainly as they move into next year.
Handoff is to the rookie Brandon Jackson, and he buys a little room and better field position, and we'll see how good John Ryan is at pinning the Chiefs down near their own end zone after a run of 11 yards by Jackson. So a little more conservative this time on 3rd down and long for Green Bay, and Eddie Drummond will wait for it and stand back just outside his own 10. High hanging punt. Drummond does catch it inside the 5. Did as much as he could with it, and they'll give him forward progress out to the 17-yard line. A 12-yard return. A.J. Hawk on the tackle. Chiefs with the football and a 1-point lead.
I'm on the 415.
Let's see what kind of plane you'll be on today.
Step over there and spin that wheel. Come on.
Come on, big plane.
Woo, big plane, big plane, big plane. Big plane, big plane, big plane. Hey, no. Small plane.
On Southwest Airlines, you'll never fly in a small plane. We guarantee every seat on every flight is on a big, comfortable Boeing 737.
You are now free to move about the country.
You know what I love about Walmart? They know how to bring a family together. See, this year, we're getting a Sony Bravia HD TV. I mean, a Sony. We never thought it'd be that affordable until we saw Walmart's price. You know, it's hard to stop everybody from running every which way at Christmas. But it helps when you can put a big HD TV in their way.
Go to Walmart.com and have your HD TV shipped to a store near you. Shipping is free.
Save money, live better, Walmart.
Soon, there will be a car you can't ignore. The all-new Chevy Malibu. Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. By Walmart. This season, game time means Walmart. Save money, live better. By UPS. What can Brown do for you? And by the car you can't ignore, the all-new Chevy Malibu.
Shot of the great Hank Stram, and now the patch that's being worn by the Chiefs on both their home and away uniforms, honoring the late Lamar Hunt, founder of this organization and founding father of the AFL. There's Lenny Dawson, who is one of the radio analysts for the Chiefs. Great quarterback for Hank Stram as the handoff is to Johnson. And Larry carries it across the 20 out to very near the 22, a gain of 5.
One of the things that does seem that Kansas City is doing a better job of is they're being more productive on first down. You know, coming into this game, they were last in the National Football League as far as getting 4 yards or more on first down. So therefore what happens is you're always playing behind the chains, and it becomes more difficult to convert on third down. They've done a good job on first down today, but they still haven't been able to get anything done on third down.
Huard fires high for Priest Holmes, who started the play in the backfield. And it'll bring up third down for Kansas City. Collins on the coverage for Green Bay.
You know, and so now they face a very manageable 3rd and 5, but so far today they've been unable to convert on any of their third downs, and which is pretty indicative of what they've done all season long. They've not been good on third down, and so therefore you're constantly having to give the ball back to your opponent.
Kansas City's hot rookie Dwayne Bowe has been for the most part on the bench since that hit he took from Bigby early in this game. Third down and 5. Huard steps up, fires, and hits Parker, who has a first down. First down, Kansas City, and an injury as Nick Collins, who hit Sammy Parker, is writhing around on the ground in pain. The umpire also taking a hit during that play, so we will take a break. The first third down conversion by the Chiefs, a gain of 9, a fresh set of downs as they check on Nick Collins.
Need a lift?
Yeah.
Hop in.
Chevy Silverado offers 315 horsepower and the best V8 fuel economy of any full-size pickup. Better than Toyota, better than Ford.
You two, get in.
Chevy Silverado. This is our truck.
The end of the workday. That's where you'll find it. At the corner bar, right there with friends. The crisp, clean taste of the king of beers. It's the ideal taste at your favorite time of day. The perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager.
Red 88.
And now another priceless pep talk from Peyton Manning.
I heard you're bummed about driving a minivan. That's okay. It's okay. Is it at least like a sport turbocharged minivan or something? No? All right, here's what you're gonna do. Take that baby out and paint some flames on it. Or get a cool decal. Maybe like a number 18 on the side or something. Yeah. You're feeling me. You love it.
Go to Priceless.com for a personalized pep talk you can send to a friend.
Introducing new Triple Dip Strips from KFC for just $2.99. 3 juicy all-white meat crispy strips with 3 dipping sauces held in place so they're easy to eat on the go. Choose from 6 different sauces, including new garlic parmesan. No one makes it easier to dip on the go than KFC.
Looked like a left knee injury suffered by Nick Collins, who is really still in some pain after going down awkwardly at the end of that play. And on it, umpire Butch Hanna was hit 2 times in the middle of the field. Butch Hanna is able to continue. He is obviously a tough guy, and Troy circles Hanna, the umpire, and then Collins, who gets hurt at the end of the play.
Yeah, right there at the end, you see him grab his left knee, and as he was coming up to try to make the tackle, and he grabbed it immediately. As you see there, his left knee bent back behind him. It looked pretty serious as far as what his reaction was to the injury. And then, as you said, Joe, the umpire, just another reason why the league is considering moving him to the offensive backfield.
Aaron Rouse takes over at safety as Parker, who was on the receiving end on that third down conversion on that play where Collins got hurt, is good for 12 yards, another first down, and now Kansas City's starting to move the ball.
Yeah, and Sammy Parker, he's starting to make some plays here in this ball game, and I know that, Eddie Kennison, we talked about him a little bit earlier. He has been out basically since the first play of the first game of the season. And Dwayne Bowe, the rookie, ended up having to play more than what they expected early in the season. Now he has solidified his position. Sammy Parker may be the odd man out when Eddie Kennison comes back.
Here's Larry Johnson. Johnson across the 45-yard line, picked up only a couple. Ryan Pickett, who's been bothered by a bad knee, was plugging up the middle defensively for Green Bay. And Nick Barnett, their middle linebacker, has really rewarded the Packers with his play after he got the contract extension. He is the guy right in the middle of all the action of this good young defense.
Yeah, and he plays about 90% of the snaps each and every season. I mean, this is a guy who plays on most third downs. He's been very active. I think he's having the best career of his career, or best season of his career. He's been a real playmaker.
A blitz. Papenga came. He got a hand on Larry Johnson. Now he's applauding as Barnett and Pickett are in on the stop. No gain. And it'll be third down for the Chiefs.
Yeah, this Green Bay defense has really played well. I mean, especially early in the season. It's this defense that held them in a lot of games. And they're a fast group. They fly around awfully well. They've got guys inside along that defensive line like Corey Williams that really do a great job. They're able to rotate a lot of players. And then, of course, when you got Al Harris and Charles Woodson on the outside, pretty tough to throw the ball against as well.
Still under 100 yards on the day are the Chiefs, trying to take a big chunk here. And the pass is incomplete for Jeff Webb. So they air it out on third down, and it brings up fourth down for Kansas City.
And they try to take a shot down the field. And, Al Harris, I remember going back to when I was playing with the Cowboys. He was the nickel corner for the Philadelphia Eagles then. And I thought that he probably should have been one of their starters. Always felt that he was a terrific player. He came here to Green Bay, got his opportunity to be a starter, and he's been an exceptional player for them.
Learned with Bobby Taylor, Troy Vincent. Plays that press coverage. Not a lot of teams do that. Colquitt hits it, and a fair catch is called for by Charles Woodson. 44-yard punt. Packers will start with it at their own 11, down by 1.
GM OnStar, how may I help you, Mr. Gordon?
Yeah, I just got my first diagnostic email. It's unbelievable.
I'm glad you're impressed. We can access hundreds of diagnostic checks.
Impressed? You know how much I pay my team for this kind of information?
Your back left tire is 3 pounds too low. And your Chevy Trailblazer's oil life is 16%.
How'd you know that?
Your OnStar diagnostic email. You left in the printer.
You don't have to be a star to get the OnStar treatment.
OnStar Active.
Standard on 11 Chevy models.
One discovery can change your life.
I'm looking for Llewellyn Moss.
One mistake can destroy it.
Just how dangerous is he?
He's a psychopathic killer, but so what?
No Country is a classic in the making. The Coen brothers are at the peak of their powers. It's a great American movie.
You know how this is gonna turn out, don't you?
Nope.
I think you do.
No Country for Old Men. Rated R. In select theaters this Friday.
Unchain my heart, baby, let me be. Unchain my heart, baby, let me go. Unchain my heart.
2 tickets for a cruise?
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a Family Guy event.
Bye! Bye! Bye!
The big 100th episode that Lois will regret.
Ow! Mommy!
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Family Guy 100th episode event, tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
Moments ago, Nick Collins was carted off the field. They're taking x-rays of his left knee. The Green Bay defense got a hold, and now the offense takes over at their own 11, down by 1. Delayed handoff to Ryan Grant. Green Bay trying to stick with a run, and Grant out to the 15-yard line, picked up 4. Take a look at the standings in the NFC North. Green Bay on top at 6-1. Detroit, they're winning today at 5-2. Detroit hosting Denver and leading 23-0. And that'll be our matchup on Thanksgiving here on Fox. Detroit hosting Green Bay.
I tell you, Joe, I completely misread the North coming into the season. I thought that Minnesota, Green Bay, and Chicago, or Green Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota would all be better, but I didn't think that they would be able to close the gap on Chicago, and shoot, two teams have already.
You weren't alone in that assessment. Favre has all day, throws for Driver. Penalty flag comes in the secondary as Donald Driver makes the catch. Wrestled down at the Green Bay 42. And it's against Kansas City. The play will stand.
Illegal contact, number 56, defense.
Well, you see it off of play action. Because of that, they're able to give Favre more time to throw the football. This time, one of the few times he's not had someone right in his face. And Donald Driver running a good route against Ty Law. No Ty Law coming into this game. He was talking about Brett Favre as one of the quarterbacks that he's not gotten an interception from. He was hoping to get one. And then he was going to see if Favre would maybe sign it for him.
Surtain has one. Benny Sapp has one. Pass complete to Grant. Some piece of equipment came flying after that last hit. A gain of 4, and Tamba Hali was in on the stop, and he had help. Whatever that is, part of a chin strap, or
it looks like part of a chin strap, although he still had some of it left, if in fact that's what it was. It was a big lick here at the end of this play. Derek Johnson with the hit there, and then coming back the other way with Tamba Hali.
Piece of chin strap might have come off Tamba Hali. 2nd down and 6. Rolling to his right, Favre sets up and fires a fastball. A strike to James Jones. A gain of 12 yards. So now Brett Favre trying to heat up and move his team.
You know, it was a good job by the Packers just as far as trying to neutralize this pass rush that they've been facing from Kansas City. This is a ball, however, if Favre is able to get it to Jones on the run, you know, he had some places to go with it. I mean, he could have taken that up the field. I don't know if he necessarily scores, but he picks up another 15 or 20 yards without question. A low ball, and then James Jones unable to catch it and stay on the move.
It was good for 12 yards. 1st down, Green Bay. Handoff is to Ryan Grant, one of his better runs in a while. Tackle made by Page. A gain of 7.
I think that might have been the best hole that he's had to run in today, Joe. And as you can tell, I mean, he took the big hit when he caught the one pass, and he's finishing these runs as well. At the end of that one, you can tell that he's a guy who does not shy away from contact. I know he says, all I try to do is run hard and finish plays. And that sounds real simple, I'm sure, to the people hearing this at home. But you'd be amazed at how many running backs do not finish runs when they have contact.
2nd down and 3. Green Bay sticking with the run. A yard shy of a 1st down is Ryan Grant. We go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Talking about the NFC North, the Vikings may only be 2-5, but they may have the Rookie of the Year all wrapped up. Adrian Peterson's 2nd touchdown of the day. This one from 64 yards out, and they're dogfighting the Chargers. It's even at 14 in the 3rd. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, thank you, Kurt. 3rd down here for Green Bay. Down by a point. They give it to Ryan Grant. He did not get it. Looks to be about half a yard shy.
Well, it looks like he's shy, and it looks like nope, and I think this is the right decision for Mike McCarthy as well.
They're going to try the long field goal instead of going for it on 4th down and a full yard.
You know, and maybe what he saw from the Chiefs against Oakland, they went for it on 4th and short down inside the 20 and failed to make it 2 weeks ago.
52-yard try, season-long 53, and this one is pulled. No good, and now great field position for Kansas City as they take over with 3:22 left in the 3rd. leading by 1. The reaction from Brett Favre as the drive came up short and Crosby missed.
See anything?
Nope.
Nothing? They always hide them up there.
Nothing good anyway.
Whoa, that's where they are.
Where are you going?
What is going on here?
Whoa, buddy, that's a big no-no.
This holiday, put together gifts they can't wait to get their hands on.
Like Xbox 360, Guitar Hero 3, and Best Buy's exclusive faceplates. That's WOW guaranteed. Only at Best Buy.
Mr. Evans, this is Janice from OnStar. I received an automatic signal you've been in a front-end crash. Do you need help?
Yeah.
I'll contact emergency services and stay with you.
You okay? OnStar. Standard for 1 year on 11 Chevy models.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by GM's OnStar. Get the OnStar treatment, no matter who you are, on most GM vehicles for GM drivers.
That seat has got to be warm in that cart. Nick Collins was carted off. They looked at his knee. Now they're looking at the knee of Corey Williams, a big part of this good defensive front for Green Bay. He'll end around to Sammy Parker. Penalty flag comes in as Parker dives near midfield.
Well, it looked like they're going to call holding on Tony Gonzalez on the play. Sammy Parker was on the end around.
Holding, number 88. Offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
You're going to see it right here. Sammy Parker's coming underneath that block. And I guess they claim that he grabbed the back of the shoulder pads. I was surprised to see the flag. What I saw from here, it looked like it was pretty clean. The official obviously has a much better look at it than what we do. But again, I just didn't see a lot there.
I didn't either. And instead of having 2nd down and 2 from midfield, it's now 1st down and 20 with a ball at the Kansas City 32. And Larry Johnson has not had a lot of room to maneuver here today. Montgomery came off the edge, but he had help with him. No gain.
I mean, this is a pretty good example of what little room Larry Johnson has had to run the football, and when you're constantly trying, watch the lack of a push inside, and where's he going to go? And he's a guy who wants to get the ball into his hands. He wants to hit it downhill as quickly as he can. Sometimes that hurts him, but not there. There was just nowhere for him to go.
Ryan Pickett did a nice job in the middle for Green Bay on that play, and it's 2nd down and 19. The pass picked off by Hawk. A.J. Hawk. And Green Bay has its first turnover as they take it away from Kansas City. Priest Holmes, the intended receiver, and Damon Huard throws his 8th interception of the season.
Boy, they had great field position. They just were unable to do anything with it. Here it is right here, as you said. He's trying to get the ball there to Priest Holmes. And Priest, who was engaged then with A.J. Hawk. Really pretty good defensive play there by A.J. Hawk. Not a bad place to throw the football for Damon Huard. That's where he should have gone with the ball. Priest Holmes is one-on-one. But Holmes was unable to create any separation because of the good defensive play by A.J. Hawk.
Yeah, that's a big one by A.J. Hawk, his first interception of the season. 7th of the year for this Green Bay defense, and the Packers take over at the 30. This is Grant on a screen. Ryan Grant down the sideline. No signal of a touchdown, as they are going to mark Grant out back at the 15-yard line. So evidently he stepped out on his way toward the end zone, and Favre took a big hit right after he let it go.
By about 3 guys. I mean, it's a screen, so the offensive line sometimes just lets everybody go. I know as a quarterback, you'd like to at least let him hold up a little bit, but they are able to get the ball to Grant. You saw where he went out of bounds, and a nice pickup for Green Bay.
From the 15-yard line, a toss to the rookie. A penalty flag comes in as Brandon Jackson picks up a yard. They've been inconsistent up front because of injuries.
Holding, number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty. It's still first down.
There is no 77 on the offensive line for Green Bay, but as I was saying, because of injury, Spitz is in at center. Tony Mall is in at right guard as Scott Wells, who's now in there right now. You see Scott Wells is in there at center trying to recover from pneumonia, and it could have been against Darren College.
I think that's who they meant. And remember, the umpire got steamrolled earlier. He may still be seeing double.
First down and 20 for Green Bay. Ryan Grant, a nice run as he is upended once he got to the 15. Fell forward down to the 13, picked up 12.
Well, that's just good, tough running right there by Ryan Grant. And, you know, now if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you feel good about the fact that you do have such a great red zone defense. Because turning the ball over, the Chiefs offensively turning the ball over and giving the Packers that kind of field position, if you can just hold them to a field goal, then you've done your job.
This will be the 21st play inside Kansas City territory for Green Bay. And Favre is going to have to spend a timeout. First time out of the half. Brett Favre didn't want to do it, had to. Second down for the Pack when we come back.
Okay, delivery intercept. Well, say you just shipped the package to New York and it's on its way. When your customer calls and says, hey, I gotta run down to DC for a few days. Well, now what? Well, what if you could intercept the package and have it sent back? Or better yet, reroute it to DC. Well, you'd have those options if you shipped with UPS. It's not just delivery, it's UPS Delivery Intercept. Oh, good. Cherry blossoms are out.
You know, you gotta love what Hertz is doing with this green collection.
Hi, how you doing?
Good to see you.
With EPA certified high fuel efficiency vehicles, how can they go wrong? Look at this guy.
Well, this Toyota Prius hybrid is sure getting attention.
It's not polite to stare. Roll up the window.
Keep moving. Who do they think they are?
Reserve a car from the Hertz Green Collection, like the Toyota Prius Hybrid. It's another reason why we're Hertz, and they're not.
Well, you think he never saw a Prius before.
People.
I know.
Your crispy melt pizza. Crispy and melty.
Oh, yeah. 2 totally different things.
Acting as one.
In perfect harmony.
Domino's new crispy melt pizza. Melted cheese and a topping between 2 crispy crusts. Get a medium for just $9.99.
You don't want to be LeBron James. I am just one man. I still have a lot of work to do, much more to learn, to be as good as I can be. But I do see the light, and it is up to me to go and get it. I am LeBron James. You don't want to be me. You want to be better than me.
A.J. Hawk on the left. The interception of Damon Huard set up this opportunity. Kansas City's only allowed 19 points all year off 13 turnovers. Second down and 8 for Green Bay. Pump fake from Favre. He comes to the left, throws Lee. Incomplete. Out of bounds. 3rd down and 8.
Well, because of Favre starting to his right, he was late on the throw when he came back to his left. Lee had a step on him, but the ball just being a little bit late, Donald Lee unable to get both feet in bounds.
3rd down and 8. Another pump fake, 2. This is Jennings over the middle. Greg Jennings makes a move. Touchdown, Packers. And relief from Brett Favre after the 2 interceptions in the first half, the one at the end of the first half. Fired up as the Packers turn the A.J. Hawk interception into a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a good job there on 3rd down. Watch Greg Jennings. He's in motion, and then he's going to run a slant route. He's going to work up on Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson overplayed it, thinking Jennings was going to go to the flat, and that's why he was as open as he was in the middle.
The extra point, the Packers opt to go for the extra point instead of going for 2 to make it a 7-point game. We're in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Hawks set it up. Favre to Jennings, punched it in. A 6-point lead. It's back for Green Bay. 3rd quarter late.
Next week on Fox NFL Sunday, the guys get you ready for kickoff. Then the Eagles battle the Redskins, followed by the game of the year in the NFC. Tony Romo and the Cowboys invade the Meadowlands for a showdown with Eli Manning and the Giants. It's another slate of great NFL action next week on Fox NFL Sunday.
Coming to Fox, the greatest lineup of championship events in television history. The BCS, the NFC Championship, Super Bowl 42, and the 50th running of the Daytona 500. The one network where champions are crowned.
Are you trying to break out of this prison?
Answer me on Fox tomorrow.
It's now or never.
It's a 2-hour prison break event.
Michael doesn't get Whistler out today, you'll all be dead.
2 hours of all new non-stop thrills.
This man is no friend of mine!
Gut-wrenching surprises. And an ending you'll never see coming.
This is it. Michael, we gotta do this! Michael!
Prison Break. Viewer discretion advised. An all-new 2-hour event tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Greg Jennings missed the first 2 games with a sore hamstring. 2 pump fakes from Brett Favre, and then Greg Jennings did the rest in the open field, fought his way into the end zone for Green Bay's first touchdown of the day, and it was set up. Good hands shown by A.J. Hawk on the interception of Damon Huard, and he's about to head back to the field as the Chiefs will get it back. Final seconds of this 3rd quarter here at Arrowhead. Drummond took it near his own 5. Gets out to the 25. They'll mark him at the 26. And it will be Damon Huard back onto the field for Kansas City after the interception. He heads back into the huddle.
Yeah, there's the interception by A.J. Hawk covering Priest Holmes, and that's what set this all up. And then here's Favre on the touchdown pass that he winds up throwing, coming underneath there to Greg Jennings. And as you said, Joe, a good job by Greg Jennings running once he got the ball in his hands, and demoralizing for this Chiefs defense because they had him at 3rd and long, and then to give up a touchdown after they put him in that position. They've played better than that this year.
Pressure on Huard, throws. Gonzalez with a catch. Able to stay on his feet out to the 43. That's where they'll mark him down, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Not a lot of scoring, but a tight, tense game. Greg Jennings with a Packer touchdown for the day. Green Bay up 6 after 3.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Swap your ride today at your local Ford dealer.
We went around swapping people's vehicles for 1 week.
I'm here to swap out my car today for something completely different, and I have no idea what it is.
We didn't tell them we were from Ford. We told them it was market research.
My name's Jennifer. I swapped my Toyota Camry for this Ford Fusion for the week.
We didn't tell them what to say.
That is a nice car.
This is really comfortable.
Love the scenery.
Driving this truck, I'm amazed.
They said it themselves.
I got bad news for the Suburban.
Hey, we swapped their rides and their perceptions. Swap your ride. Visit a Ford dealer or go to FordChallenge.com.
Can I keep this?
This is the true story of Jan and her best friend Jill. They love shopping. Try 'em, buy 'em, wear 'em, share 'em everywhere they go. Even to the store to buy Powerball tickets. But sometimes Jill passes because she thinks the jackpot is too low. Well, 1 week, you guessed it, Jan won. And she bought the whole store, leaving Jill empty-handed. Okay, this is not a true story. But the point is, not buying a Powerball ticket when you think the jackpot is low is bizarre. If it's Powerball, it's never small.
The Lexington Herald-Leader says Bruce Hendrickson is unprepared for the job. Electing him would be a disservice to Kentucky. That's why Kentucky newspapers endorse Trey Grayson. The Louisville Courier-Journal. Grayson's the obvious choice. His independence should earn him bipartisan respect. The Lexington Herald-Leader. Grayson's record is unblemished in conducting honest elections. The Kentucky Post. He's an impressive leader who expanded civic education. Independent leadership for Kentucky that gets things done. Trey Grayson.
It's time for this week's Sprint Speed Highlight. In a win at Carolina, the Colts' Peyton Manning connected with receiver Reggie Wayne, who beat Panthers cornerback Ken Lucas for a 59-yard touchdown.
Reggie's got it, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
More plays like this, plus post-game highlights, real-time updates, and scores sent to your phone at the speed of light. This is the NFL at Sprint Speed.
2 knee injuries, Nick Collins, Corey Williams. Both have been carted back onto the field. Collins has taken his shoulder pads off. Williams has not.
Usually when they have ice on their knees, that's not a real good indicator that they'll be back.
First down for Kansas City. Johnson trying to get around Aaron Campman, and he cannot. No gain on the play, and now something we talked about coming in. These are 2 very good defenses. I would say very underrated defenses, and now may the better defense win is the way I look at it.
Yeah, that's really what it's become, because Kansas City on the previous possession got great field position and wasn't able to do anything with it. Green Bay then gets the turnover. They score the touchdown, and now once again Kansas City has great field position, and we'll see what they're able to do here.
Come up.
Larry Johnson carries it into the pile, picks up 3, and this crowd is getting a little tired of watching Larry Johnson run into a bunch of bodies. They want to see this offense opened up.
That's right, Joe. And you know, they know that they want to run the football. They know the coaching staff, that's what they're going to build this thing around, is running the football, but yet they've not been able to do a very good job of it. And we're not just talking about in this game. And so when you're not getting any more production out of your running game than you are, then you've got to go and let Damon Huard be the guy and let him make some plays down the field, as Green Bay has done while they were waiting on their run game.
Both Priest Holmes and Larry Johnson in there at the start of the play. Penalty flag comes in as the catch is made by Gonzalez. It's first down yardage. And the indication is it's against Green Bay.
Illegal contact, number 21, defense. That penalty is declined, first down.
And they get Charles Woodson.
And here's Aaron Campman. You're going to see 31, Priest Holmes. He's going to help out. Chris Terry, the right tackle, as well as Holmes. Then gives Damon Huard time to pick up this first down. Only their second conversion on 3rd down. Gonzalez does a heck of a job making that play. You saw 24, Jared Bush. He thought he was getting ready to get an interception.
Chiefs are finally over 100 yards on offense today, as Huard steps up, throws, and completes. Guess who? Why would Huard look for anybody else? Tony Gonzalez on the catch, good for 9 again.
Well, he rarely does, Joe. In fact, in talking with a lot of these players for the Green Bay Packers, I mean, they knew that coming in. Everybody in the league knows that, but knowing you're going to throw the ball to somebody and then actually keeping them from throwing it to that guy are two different things. And Gonzalez is such a big target and has such good hands that he's just a very difficult guy to keep from getting the ball, and that's why year in and year out he's catching 70-plus balls.
Another big game for Tony. He's got over 80 yards, and that off the hands of Ryan Pickett. And the big guy had visions of rumbling down the field, all 6'2", 322 pounds, who's been a great addition as a free agent from St. Louis. The Rams let him walk away, and the Rams are still looking for somebody to plug up the middle in their defense.
Yeah, Big Grease is his nickname, and he's had a little bit of a rebirth here with Green Bay. And, you know, can you imagine your sole job is taking double teams as it is for Ryan Pickett? Not an easy job for him.
3rd down and 1. Can the Chiefs pick it up? Larry Johnson says he can, and he is right. Picked up 2. 1st down Kansas City as the Chiefs are on the Green Bay side of midfield. The offense finally getting there on their own. The other time they were there, the interception by Benny Sapp at the end of the first half, which set up the only points of the day for Kansas City.
And that was a big 1st down for Kansas City. I wonder what exactly Herm Edwards would have done had they not have picked that one up. My guess is that he would have gone for it.
Stay on the ground with Johnson to the 30. Picked up 3.5. Next week will be at Giant Stadium. And the top 2 teams in the NFC East will get together. The Dallas Cowboys, who play tonight at Philadelphia against the Giants, who played in London last week. They're off this week. Michael Strahan in our studio, and that's the late game, the second half of a Fox doubleheader next Sunday.
Well, a lot of talk about Green Bay and a lot of talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Not much about the New York Giants.
An elaborate screen for Larry Johnson, blocking out in front of him. And Larry Johnson in for the touchdown. Grabbing the Chiefs flag and jamming it into the ground in the end zone, and Larry Johnson getting some of the frustration out after the 30-yard catch and run.
Well, that's right. I mean, how good does this have to feel for Larry Johnson to finally get the ball out in some space and then show what he's able to do? I'm a little surprised he didn't get to draw a penalty for grabbing the flag.
They'll tell you in this league you're not supposed to use a prop in your touchdown celebration. Larry Johnson celebrating. Some of the steam came out at the end of a long, frustrating day. Kansas City back on top by 1.
Play Artist Smashing Pumpkins. That's a sync system. Voice activates MP3s, cell phones.
Do that again. Play Artist Tiffany. Play Artist Michael Bolton.
Play Artist Korn.
MPGs meet MP3s. The new 35 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Focus.
Hey, Dad, I want you to drop me off a block before we get to the theater. Sure. You know, it's just because people in that part of town are riding bikes and have hybrids and stuff.
Well, this is a hybrid.
Like a hybrid?
I don't know what a hybrid is, but yes.
Why didn't you ever talk about that before?
Well, never thought I needed to talk about it.
The 34 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Escape Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient SUV on Earth.
Life is busy, but some people seem to get more done than others. Multitaskers. They found a way to do several things all at once. And when the Palm Central was designed, Sprint thought of these people. Then we gave it Sprint Speed. You can email, text, chat, go online so fast. People may wonder how many of you there really are.
Introducing the Palm Centro, only from Sprint, on the fastest national mobile broadband network.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by DirecTV. Get over 70 of the best channels in HD. By Michelob Light, a classic all-malt lager brewed with the finest European hops. Try the taste. By CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits, and CareerBuilder.com has the most. And by the new 2008 Focus.
Kansas City back on top. Pretty important no call at the end of the touchdown by Larry Johnson, waving the flag around and jamming it into the ground. Say in the league you're not supposed to use a prop in a touchdown celebration. It doesn't really end up mattering. Instead of having to kick off from the 15.
Out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 40-yard line.
Which should have given Green Bay good field position on the run back. It doesn't matter because Dave Rayner kicks it out of bounds anyway. And Green Bay down by a point will start at their own 40. Big penalty on Dave Rayner.
You Rick?
Let's not use names.
I'm Sally. Jenny. Meg.
So you want to whack the king, huh?
He's got a new home-style melt on soft, buttery bread.
You want it quick and clean or slow and painful?
Take your time.
The new BK Bacon Double home-style melt. Better than Mom can make.
Perfect.
All malt.
Always perfect.
All imported Noble Aroma hops.
Together
in a classic European-style brewing tradition.
Back together again.
The beer brewed for connoisseurs. Experience the unmistakable taste of Michelob. Distinct by design.
Awesome home theater, Coach.
You bet it is, John. Circuit City's the only place for high def.
What's that?
Fantasy scores. Hey, Circuit City's got FireDog. FireDog does it all. Home theater installs, wireless network, everything.
Then why aren't we at your place?
Wife's afraid we'll ruin the new carpet.
For home theater installation, PC services, and more, ask for FireDog, only at Circuit City.
Pass the ribs, John.
What are you doing out here? The party's inside.
It's time to celebrate because the biggest comedy hit of the year is coming to DVD.
Shrek, Dougie, and Puss together again.
So have no fear. Shrek the Third is almost here. Buy the DVD November 13th.
I love third.
Herm Edwards is a tremendous motivator, and like Mike Ditka used to do with the Bears, he understands how this game's played on an emotional level and gets at these players, gets them to play their best, trying to pump up his defense. Packers have it at their own 40, first down by 1 point. Play action from Favre's going to go deep for Driver, and Donald Driver hauls it in. A one-handed catch by Driver. A brilliant grab. How good was that?
Awfully good, and the Chiefs had double coverage on him. They got Ty Law as well as Bernard Pollard inside, outside, and Driver just splits the two of them, and Favre throws a perfect ball. And we saw it on Monday night. He did it twice, and I think this throw here was every bit as good as either one of those.
How about 44 yards to Donald Driver? Arm strength is fine for Brett Favre, which he proves yet again with that throw as Ryan Grant pushes the pile forward and picks up 3.5.
You know, Joe, and you're right, there was a lot made last week about Brett Favre's arm strength. I'm not sure exactly where that came from. I mean, Brett Favre's going to be 55 years old, and he's going to have enough arm strength to play in the National Football League. That's going to be the last thing that ever leaves him. So why anybody would ever question whether or not Brett Favre has enough arm to play in the NFL is unbelievable to me.
So you're saying he'll play till he's 55?
Well, I mean, he might.
2nd and 6. Grant, Johnson. Derek Johnson, the outstanding strong side linebacker, made the play, a loss of 1. 3rd down, Green Bay.
Well, this is a similar situation to where Green Bay was in on their previous possession. Down here inside the 20-yard line, 3rd and long. And the Chiefs, as we have said, have been so good down here in the red zone. Will they be able to hold up which is what they were unable to do the last time.
3rd down and 8. They ran the rookie Turk McBride onto the field at Kansas City. Timeout, Green Bay. Brett Favre has 39 career game-winning comebacks. 4th quarter deficit or tie. That's the qualification, including 3 this season. This could go a long way toward another 44-yard completion to Driver at the start of this drive.
Now when the Saints come marching in, I when the Saints go marching in, yes, I want to be in that number.
Visa makes it easier for NFL fans to get ready for game day. Life takes Visa.
Enter a world beyond sight. Enter a world beyond sound. Introducing the revolutionary Kuro.
She had a terrible cold.
Terrible.
I was in pain. I couldn't sleep.
Migraines, mysterious stomach aches, flu, asthma.
Cold, strep throat. I got a lot of sicknesses.
I'm always looking to see what kind of medication I can take, what category it is.
Now we're on WebMD all the time to find the right doctor.
Check my prescriptions.
I had hives one time and it was like, what am I allergic to?
Organized information.
Medically reviewed.
So we trust it.
I don't need millions of answers.
Just one good answer. WebMD. Better information, better health.
A couple of my guys said we could start small with SAP software and add on later. I love my guys.
The best red zone defense in the NFL about to be tested again. Green Bay 1 for 2 down here today. A blitz. Favre gets rid of it with Alfonso Boone coming up the middle. Pressure by the big defensive tackle, 6'3", 305, and he can move.
I mean, they list him at 305, Joe. I think he's more like 330 pounds. I mean, it's one thing to be able to get through the line unblocked because of the pressure package, but then to be able to put pressure on Favre because of your speed and quickness is an entirely different thing. Alfonso Boone has had himself a great game here today.
32-yard try for the lead from Mason Crosby. 2 for 3 today. 3 for 4 today. And the Packers back on top by 2. Just under 9 to play at Arrowhead. It's getting good, isn't it? Kansas City about to get it back, down by 2.
Play artist Smashing Pumpkins. That's a sync system. Voice activates MP3s, cell phones. Do that again. Play artist Tiffany. Play artist Michael Bolton. Play artist Korn.
MPGs meet MP3s. The new 35 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Focus.
They want a sequel now. How are we supposed to get in touch with these people?
Watch and learn.
Talk to me.
Sequel's greenlit.
How greenlit?
How green is money?
That's great.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome to a network where dream teams happen at the push of a button. Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Get ready for TV's most diddliest, doodliest, deadliest night. It starts Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yes.
First, it's an all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Oh, Mark, your tentacles feel so good.
Then the 100th episode of Family Guy is a killer.
Ow! Mommy! Oh, yeah, that's right.
Followed by an all-new American Dad.
It all starts at 7, 6 Central, tonight on Fox.
Fox tomorrow.
It's now or never.
It's a 2-hour prison break event.
Michael doesn't get Whistler out today, they'll all be dead.
With an ending you'll never see coming.
Michael!
All new Prison Break. Viewer discretion advised. Tomorrow at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Sure, a lot of Packer fans are at home, Troy, wondering why after the previous touchdown they didn't go for 2 to make it 14-7. Instead, they kicked the extra point. 6-point game. Kansas City back on top. Now Green Bay with the lead. As Drummond takes it from inside the 5. And the tackle made by Morency. Return of 15 yards. Here comes Damon Huard. Here come the offensive leaders. I think it's a fair question. I'm sure, Troy, they're asking why not 2 to make it a 7-point game. Why do you just kick the extra point?
Well, I think that, some people will go to that chart early in a game and some coaches won't. Some will wait till the 4th quarter, and I think that's what Herm Edwards was really doing, was just saying, I'm going to wait until later into this game because his defense had been playing pretty good ball. Do you want to take the chance on making it a 5-point game if you don't make the 2-point conversion, or making it 6, and then they've got to make at least 2 field goals? That's something that you're always going to be second-guessed on depending on what the ultimate score is.
It's first down for Kansas City, and Larry Johnson picks up 9.5, maybe 10, depends on the spot. Longest run of the day for Larry Johnson, who has that 30-yard touchdown on a screen. And he just picked up 10 by the nose of the football. A first down for Kansas City as they're down by 2. Play action from Huard. Larry Johnson out of the backfield. A.J. Hawk on the tackle. A gain of 9.
Yeah, and Larry Johnson immediately reached down and grabbed, it looked like the bottom of his left foot. Maybe it was the right, but he immediately reached down and grabbed his foot when he went down. See if we can see exactly what happened. A.J. Hawk there on the tackle.
Oh, right
there. It was the right ankle, which was caught underneath A.J. Hawk.
So Larry Johnson, who has been such a workhorse, you talk about the previous 2 years, 2 1,700-yard rushing seasons, but they have worked him hard. Well over 700 carries over the last 2 seasons, and that is a terrible sight for Chiefs fans. The last 3 Kansas City plays in this game, a 30-yard touchdown to Larry Johnson, a 10-yard run by Larry Johnson, a 9-yard pass to Larry Johnson. So they're working him, and now he's out.
And now it's Priest Holmes, who until 2 weeks ago hadn't played in almost 2 years.
He gets it, tries the right side, picks up a first down, got out of the tackle of Nick Barnett. Picked up 3 and a first down for the Chiefs. And when you go to the backup, in this case, it's your all-time rushing leader in franchise history. 5,492 rush yards in his Chiefs career. So he's knocking on the door of 5,500 in a Chiefs uniform, and he'll try the left side now, and it's Al Harris coming up to make the play.
Well, with Priest Holmes, here he was back in San Antonio and then called the organization. In fact, many within the organization thought he was calling to announce that he was going to finally and officially retire. Instead, he said he wanted to come back, he wanted to play, and he went through training camp. He was put on the PUP list and then activated a couple of weeks ago. And like I said, 4 carries last week. And you wonder just what kind of condition he is, football condition, to carry the load here down the stretch.
2nd and 7, and they go to their favorite target, Gonzalez. When Huard has needed something, he's looked toward number 88. That's good for 11 and another first down.
Yeah, and that's the route that we've seen from him a lot. He's going to run this out route, and then he's able to get position on Al Harris. And as long as the ball is low and in front, there's no way then that Al Harris can come and make a play.
Well, now Gonzalez is making plays on cornerbacks and not safeties or linebackers.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs pretty much like, no matter who's on him, they like the matchup.
Kabir Bajab-Biamila came across early as Priest Holmes carries for 5.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, and it's still first down.
So they'll take the penalty, keep it first down. Remember, the field goal kicker for Kansas City is Dave Rayner. He made the mistake on the last kickoff, kicked it out of bounds. It led to the completion from Favre to Donald Driver for 44 yards and the field goal to regain the lead. This is a guy who was with the Packers all last year. Was surprised that he was not their kicker this year in favor of Mason Crosby. And since week 2, he's been the Chiefs' field goal kicker, and that's what he's done this season. The long of 49. Huard steps up, fires, good coverage, and a penalty flag comes in. Woodson was in front of Sammy Parker, and the indication is it's against Charles Woodson.
That's going to be interesting to see exactly where the contact was, because as you said, Joe, Woodson had inside leverage.
Number 21, defense, first down.
I mean, Charles Woodson looked like he was the intended receiver based on where the ball was thrown. The ball's to the inside, and from that look, it appeared that Sammy Parker is the one who initiated the contact. And Charles Woodson has just as much a right to the football as what the receiver does offensively.
Huard with time. Gonzalez waiting for it. Touchdown.
Well, and you take a look here in this fourth quarter, the offensive line for Kansas City has really done a nice job of protecting Damon Huard and giving him time to throw the football. They run what I call a wheel route. They run it to the outside and then up the sideline with Gonzalez. Atari Bigby in man-to-man coverage. Never again is able to get his head turned around to try to even make a play. Of course, he was in a trail position, so he couldn't have got there anyway.
4th touchdown of the year for Gonzalez, who's had a huge day now. 109 yards, 10 catches, the touchdown, and the Chiefs will go for 2. Try to make it a 6-point game. Back of the end zone, and they're going to throw a flag. Dwayne Bowe, the intended receiver, and it was Jared Bush defending for Green Bay.
Pass interference, number 24, defense. Half the distance to the goal and retry.
A retry for the Chiefs, who are 0 for 1 on 2-point conversions this season.
Well, there's Bowe. He's trying to get to the back line, and obviously contact was made. If Jared Bush isn't moving, then there's a chance you get the offensive pass interference, but because he continued to move, grabbing Bowe, an easy call.
Now they hand off to Priest Holmes, and Priest Holmes does not get it. But a penalty flag is sitting in the back of the end zone. They may get another crack at it.
12 players, defense. Half the distance to the goal, will retry.
I tell you, 2 players came running onto the field late. One of them was Charles Woodson for Green Bay. And they had 12 players on the field defensively, and that'll move the ball closer.
Well, let's see what they got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So another chance. Priest Holmes again. He's in, and it's a 6-point game.
You know, and I wouldn't want to say that the point doesn't matter. I mean, the 2 points obviously matter, but it makes it a 6-point game to where if Green Bay now gets 2 field goals, it's a tie instead of a win. But either way, they were going to be looking at this saying, we've got to score a touchdown to win the game. And again, here's the touchdown by Damon Huard. Just a good route by Tony Gonzalez and well designed, running the out route and then up the sideline and then over the top by Priest Holmes.
How about these numbers? Tony Gonzalez, who got the touchdown, 109 yards today. The rest of the team with 108. And to go back to the Green Bay Packers going for the 1 point instead of the 2-point conversion 2 scores ago, their last touchdown. Now a touchdown and an extra point would put them out in front of Kansas City, as opposed to failing on a 2-point try. It would only tie. As Corin Robinson takes it from the goal line. Makes one move. First week active for the Packers, and Corin Robinson is swallowed up back at the 18. Tomorrow on Fox, it's a 2-hour event with all new back-to-back episodes of Prison Break. The Race to Escape begins at 8 Eastern, 7 Central tomorrow. 2 hours of Prison Break tomorrow. Viewer discretion is advised.
How about Damon Huard? I mean, we see it from him just about every week. I mean, things aren't going real well. You're struggling offensively. You're not making very many plays. Your defense is holding you in it. And like what he did in Oakland 2 weeks ago, he delivers a throw that puts them in the head, puts them in the lead, and gives them a chance to win another football game.
Fake handoff out of the shotgun, and the pass is complete to Donald Driver. Boy, is he strong. Driver forces his way forward for 12 yards. Caught it after about 8.5 yards and picks up a first down. Under 5 to play, and there's that stat I gave you earlier. 39 career fourth quarter or overtime comeback wins when tied or trailing. 3 this year. Last week, a winner on the first play from scrimmage in overtime at Denver. On first down, the pass is squeezed into Corin Robinson somehow, and he sits up at the 40 for a first down.
And those throws are getting a little bit tighter. I talked about it there in the first quarter. Again, Herm Edwards has been telling these defensive backs all week long that Green Bay's going to run curls and they're going to throw slants, and then they're going to take shots down the field, and that's pretty much what we've seen. Curls, slants, and then the deep shot to Donald Driver earlier in this fourth quarter.
Only 1 timeout remaining for Green Bay. Quick throw to Corin Robinson, and what a good open field tackle by Benny Sapp, who has one huge interception in this game at the end of the first half.
You're absolutely right, Joe. That was a great open field tackle by Sapp, because initially it looked like Robinson was going to be able to get away from the tackle, and had he have been able to do that, he was going to pick up a lot of yards.
This Chiefs defense is the only defense, the Chiefs as a team, the only team to not allow more than 20 points all season. Off his back foot, Jennings down the middle. Unbelievable. Favre to Jennings. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Well, curls, slants, and deep throws down the field.
Right down the middle of the field, and Brett Favre continues to dazzle at the age of 38. He
tell you, this wide receiving core, what looked to be one of the maybe weak spots for this offense coming into the season, has really matured here over the last couple of weeks.
So for the first time, Kansas City has allowed more than 20 points. It's Green Bay 23, Kansas City 22, and Favre does it off his back foot again.
Yeah, this is a highlight reel of him making throws off his back foot. But again, he's got the arm strength to be able to get it out there. You got Donnie Edwards, who would have been covering him down the middle. Jennings just able to run right by him, and then Favre lays it out, and he goes and gets it.
So it was Greg Jennings, 82 yards for the win at Denver on Monday night. Earlier in the game against the Broncos, a 79-yarder to James Jones, and no bigger throw than this completion from Brett Favre to Greg Jennings for 60 and a touchdown.
That's right, and to follow up with the comment that I made as far as them maturing here over the last couple of weeks. I mean, clearly the way that they have moved the football has been through the air. But this was a young wide receiving crew other than Donald Driver coming into this game. Or not this game, but this season. Greg Jennings and then, of course, James Jones. And these guys have played exceptionally well. And the big plays that they've been able to create here over the last 2 weeks have been the real difference.
That is the 6th lead change of this game. And to go back again, you never know how they're going to play out. But after Kansas City made good on the 2-point try, because the Packers went for 1 instead of 2 in their previous touchdown, that touchdown and extra point puts Green Bay ahead by 1. Here's Drummond out to the 22. Larry Johnson is out with a sprained ankle. And so one of the biggest weapons for Kansas City, who was injured on this tackle by A.J. Hawk, is not available to the Chiefs here with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left. They mark Drummond down just inside the 23-yard line, and Damon Huard, who got his team down the field and scored the touchdown on the throw to Tony Gonzalez, will have to do it again.
Yeah, and I think that for Kansas City, for the most part, the way that they've been able to move the football here in this second half and fourth quarter is through the air. And what they don't lose is with Priest Holmes at tailback, they've got a pretty accomplished guy being able to do some things within the passing game.
Pressure on Huard, hit as he let it go for Webb. And the catch is made by Webb on Al Harris at the Green Bay 40.
Well, this is the guy that Herm Edwards really liked coming into this game. He's got good speed.
Oh.
And he got his left foot down, but it didn't look like he got his right.
There's over 2 minutes remaining, so Green Bay, if they are going to challenge, they have to throw the flag.
And there it is.
And here comes the flag. They have a timeout remaining, so they can challenge the play. And it certainly looked like at that first glance that the left foot of Jeff Webb came down on the boundary. Did he have it there? The right foot,
Green
rather.
Bay is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
The left foot is down, the right foot crosses over and may have been on the boundary.
Well, it sure looked that way, and a nice job by the Green Bay Packers up in their booth getting word down to the sidelines, because the other part of it was the Chiefs were in no hurry to get to the line and snap the ball. They went to the huddle. He's got possession there, but it's the right foot that by all accounts looks to be on the line.
Yeah, I think every look we've had at that play, it looks like the right foot of Jeff Webb comes down on the line. And we'll see if Walt Anderson under the hood sees it that way. He's got 60 seconds to make that call, and the challenge well worth it on the part of Mike McCarthy. So the completion to Jeff Webb, but that right foot. A 36-yard completion from Damon Huard, who's really made some good throws in this second half, could be wiped away with the challenge by the Packers. It's either a 2nd down and 10 at their own 22, or a 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 42. What a difference.
You're right. Damon Huard has really come on here in the second half. I mean,
after reviewing the play, the receiver's second foot was out of bounds. The pass is incomplete. Green Bay is not charged with a timeout. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the 22-yard line.
You can hear the reaction from this crowd. So many Green Bay Packer fans sprinkled in here at Arrowhead, and they love the call. It's now 2nd and 10 for Kansas City with the ball at their own 22.
Well, and I know Jeff Webb, he's a young player, he's a second-year player, and as I was saying earlier, Herm Edwards really likes this young wide receiver. He's going to have a productive career for this Kansas City Chiefs team, and as he continues to get more playing time, that's a ball that he probably catches and keeps his feet in bounds, just not really knowing for sure where that boundary was. Kept him from getting the right foot in.
Pressure from behind as Kabir Bajab-Biamila comes up with a sack. A loss of 7, and for KGB, he's got 5.5 on the year.
Yeah, we haven't talked much about KGB in this ball game. Here he is, coming off the edge, working against McIntosh, and he's just got too much speed. You know, he's back playing the role that he played early in his career, and that is just a pass rushing specialist. And since he's gone back to that this year, he's become a much more productive player.
3rd down and 17. Pass from Huard is too high for Parker. Parker slipped a bit. Jared Bush was out there in coverage. And with all 3 of their timeouts remaining, Kansas City will punt the football with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left, rely on their defense. And for Green Bay, a couple of first downs from Brett Favre and company, and they could move to 7-1 to start this season.
Well, and that was a good stop there by Green Bay. Yes, they gave up the big pass play. Fortunately for them, you know, Webb was out of bounds, but then 2 nice plays following that to force a punt.
Colquitt hits it, and Woodson makes the catch. Charles Woodson on the return. Still going, brought down near the 30. They'll mark him at the 31. Longest punt return of the season for Charles Woodson, 29 yards.
And the best part about it is he got it underneath 2 minutes, and so the Chiefs won't be afforded the luxury of a timeout at the 2-minute warning.
They'll start, the Packers will, at the Kansas City 31.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
I work in the movies.
It's Monty?
Later. I'm a kind of star, I guess. I live in Hollywood, but I work on Broadway in New York. Thank you. In Tombstone, Arizona. A part of South America you might not have heard of.
Hi.
Hi, Klaus. And London, England. Hi, I'm in the middle of something. Right. So I need a network that works where I live. A place called Holyoke-Arizona, South Maryland.
Monty.
Monty, what's the deal?
The new AT&T works in more places like Holyoke-Arizona, South Maryland.
Hey, Dad, I want you to drop me off a block before we get to the theater.
Sure.
You know, it's just because people in that part of town are riding bikes and have hybrids and stuff.
Well, this is a hybrid.
Like a hybrid?
I don't know what a hybrid is, but yes.
Why didn't you ever talk about that before?
Well, never thought I needed to talk about it.
The 34 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Escape Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient SUV on Earth.
Touchdown Seahawks! NFL players love to watch themselves, only at the all-new NFL.com. Did you see that?
Charles Woodson has had a couple of defensive calls against him here in this second half. But he makes up for it with a 29-yard punt return, which carried the game inside 2 minutes, as Troy pointed out. And Kansas City will try and come up with a stop down by a point. Handoff is to Brandon Jackson, so they trust the rookie carrying the ball. A 4-yard gain, timeout Kansas City.
You know, you just look at this Packers team and really what they've been able to accomplish. I know, you know, beating Washington, and then last week, regardless of whatever kind of team Denver is, winning on Monday night at Denver, that's hard to do. And now to come here, this is not an easy place to play either. And you know, a few weeks ago, you just kind of wondered, okay, how good is Green Bay? Are they for real? And you know, I got to tell you, I mean, I don't think you can play this many games in the season. You know, now their 8th ball game, and if they do win this and end up 7-1, I mean, this team is legitimate. And that Dallas game coming up here in a few weeks is shaping up to be awfully good.
Here's another one for you. How good is Mike McCarthy as a head coach? With the way his team finished last year, Green Bay trying to win their 6th straight road game. And it's a false start against Green Bay.
False start, number 73, offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
I mean, Troy, this is a Green Bay team that is a minute 53 away. And still, that's a lot of time from winning their 11th game in their last 12 tries and winning their 6th straight on the road, which no matter who you're playing is tough to do in the NFL.
Yeah, and I know in talking with Mike Stevepak, and he says, hey, this is a Green Bay team that's going to continually get better. We're young, but they're getting experience. You know, and that's what's happened. This group has really grown together.
Second down and 11. It's Brandon Jackson again. Kansas City will spend another timeout, a gain of only 1, 1:49 to go, and we go for Kurt and a game break.
Well, Joe, it just gives us a chance to watch something special again. Adrian Peterson's nicknames all day. We may have to call him all year. 46 yards on his 3rd touchdown run of the day. He's got 251 yards rushing in this game, 991 of the season, and he's only in his 8th game as a pro.
All right, Kurt, thanks. And that means that Kansas City, while they're trailing here and still may have a shot to come back and win it at the end of this game, San Diego, the team they're tied with at the top of the division, down by 11 with 8 minutes left. And as you see, Denver is just getting throttled. So the AFC West
is unchanged.
Yeah, this is going to be a day where they just stand still.
And how about Adrian Peterson doing that without really any passing game? I mean, everybody knows what they're going to do.
But still time left in this one for Kansas City. 3rd down and 10. Jackson squirts out of the pack, and now on 4th down, an extremely important field goal try will be coming from Mason Crosby as Kansas City spends their final timeout. And there's plenty of time left here. If Crosby does not hit this field goal, great field position awaits Kansas City.
Well, and you know, here's the key play. You know, here it was to Webb, and he got his left foot down, and as we showed, he was unable to get his right foot down, and so then they had to punt the ball to Green Bay. But, you know, clearly they make this a touchdown difference. Chiefs would have to score a touchdown. If they don't make it, they're going to get great field position. But even if they do make it, the Chiefs are going to have plenty of time after this play.
45-yard try. The kick is good. That's a big one from Mason Crosby, who is 4 out of 5 kicking field goals today. And that goes back to the punt return by Charles Woodson. 29 yards set that up. And with 1:40 left, the Green Bay Packers now are up by 4.
Yeah, there's no question that this field goal was huge for the Green Bay Packers, because instead of the Chiefs only needing a field goal to win the game, now they're going to need a touchdown. However, because there is 1:40 some seconds left in the game, there's plenty of time for the Chiefs. Now they're going to have to do it without any timeouts, but there's plenty of time for them to be able to get down the field and put themselves in a position to win the game too.
You could see Favre didn't want to watch. That's how big that field goal was. He asked if it was good after the fact. I'm sure he heard the Green Bay fans cheering in what is now a 4-point game. Brett Favre, again, this is the one team he's never defeated in his Hall of Fame career. the Kansas City Chiefs. Green Bay up by 4 with 1:40 left. If you are just joining us from other games, you are dipping into a game where we have had 6 lead changes. Crosby hits the squib kick, and it's going to be returned out across the 30 by Turk McBride. So McBride on the return, and it's 1st and 10 for Kansas City. 1:35 left, down by 4. We welcome in yet another audience. Joe, Troy, and Pam here. 1:35 left, Troy. No timeouts left, and this has been a wild finish. It was a 7-6 game at the half, and we've gone back and forth. 30 yards on a screen to Larry Johnson. One of the deep throws by Brett Favre set up a field goal. Then Damon Huard answered to Tony Gonzalez. But on the first play from scrimmage at the 40, the drive starting at the 40, 60 yards to Greg Jennings for the touchdown. A 45-yarder by Mason Crosby. It's a 4-point game, and this tackle by Nick Barnett brings down Priest Holmes after a gain of 8.
Well, and I don't like the squib kick that was used, because immediately you gave Kansas City pretty good field position that they probably don't get if you just kick it off normally deep.
Huard fires, and the pass broken up. Looking for a flag, not getting it. A.J. Hawk was in front of Tony Gonzalez.
Wow. I tell you, that looked like pass interference to me. You're going to see Tony Gonzalez, and then he is passed up there to A.J. Hawk. Well, as A.J. got his head turned, I didn't realize that A.J. got his head turned when it was happening live, but he was able to get his head turned and then make a play. Actually, a good no call there by the official.
3rd down and 2 now for Kansas City, and their first goal has to be, let's get a first down here. 1:10 left, no timeouts. Pressure by Kabir Bajab-Biamila. It's Woodson, and that will wrap it up. Charles Woodson will coast, and the Packers are going to start 7-1. Second turnover, second interception thrown by Damon Huard. First one to A.J. Hawk, and this backbreaker to Charles Woodson. And Brett Favre, when 59 seconds come off the clock, will for the first time have defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. We welcome in yet another audience in what has been a great game here at Arrowhead. The extra point is hit by Mason Crosby, who's had a big day. And here is the latest, Charles Woodson working on Sammy Parker.
Yeah, and it was just, I don't know if Damon Huard expected Parker to come back out of it towards the sideline or if it was just a poor throw altogether. But Charles Woodson was right there, and I can tell you as a quarterback, I had a few of these in my career. When you're trying to get a touchdown to win a game, and you know it's your last drive, and to have an interception end it all. And as you said, Joe, as soon as it was picked off, you knew that the game was over and you just lost.
Not only did we know it and Woodson, but Brett Favre did as well. And for the audience just joining us, this is the one team Favre has never defeated in his Hall of Fame career. He will now join Tom Brady, Peyton Manning as the 2 quarterbacks who have defeated the other 31 teams in the league. They're the only 3 to do it once this game is official. And for Brett Favre, Troy, you live with the mistakes. You live with him forcing it at the end of the first half. The interception, which turned the game around at the moment, made it 7-6 after the touchdown by Kansas City. Because you revel and bask in the greatness that he brings, and he has done it yet again today. This is Benny Sapp on the return. A penalty flag comes in, and Sapp can't make the 30.
Illegal block in the back, number 22, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Coming up after our game, the Fox NFL Sunday postgame show presented by AT&T. We reveal the new BCS standings. after yet another wild weekend of college football. Find out where each team ranks. Plus get highlights from all of today's action. The Fox NFL Sunday postgame show coming up after our game. And following the AT&T postgame, U.S. Amateur Boxing right here on Fox. Who would have dreamt of a 7-1 start for the Green Bay Packers on top in the NFC North?
No question. I mean, coming into this year, I don't know of anybody that really thought that Green Bay would be anywhere close to where they are right now.
This is Chris Wilson. 45 seconds remaining. Remember, Kansas City without any timeouts. Troy, there have been 35 fourth quarter points scored by these two teams here today. 20 by Green Bay, 15 by Kansas City. That's low, caught by Holmes, tackled by Barnett.
Not much offense there in the first half, but for them to come out and play as well as they did, really on both sides of the ball offensively, you know, pretty impressive. But you know, I'll go back to what I said a little bit earlier. Green Bay at 7-1 to have won the last 2 weeks on the road, and like we said coming into the game, Joe, a short week after a big emotional win at Denver to play here at Kansas City and win a game here. Mike McCarthy now, what have they won, 6 in a row on the road?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an amazing feat.
The last time a Packer team did that, they were being guided by Vince Lombardi. They won 8 straight between 66 and 67. And when you look at the NFC North, Detroit 6-2, they're big winners today as they throttled Denver. Pass to the sideline. Webb makes the catch, hops out with the first down.
Well, and I talked about how big that Cowboys-Packers game's going to be on Thursday night coming up in late November, but the Thursday before that on Thanksgiving, within the division, the game we'll have is going to be a great one as well, with Detroit and Green Bay there on Thanksgiving Day.
Brett Favre with his 53rd career game with 300 or more passing yards. He will add another win to his top total in NFL history as Webb needs to hop out of bounds. He does. This will be career win number 154 for the 3-time MVP. He has 2 more touchdown passes, 427 in his career, number 1 all time. 282 interceptions, most all time, as he made his 245th consecutive start here today. And they keep riding this guy, and he has receivers now who are blossoming before our very eyes. Whether it's James Jones or Greg Jennings, with the veteran Donald Driver leading them. Kabir Baja-Biamila gets his 2nd of this 4th quarter, and that's the